Hi, and welcome to Fantasy Corner. This is week 5 of Fantasy Corner's waiver wire pickups of the week. There's a few people we think you should pick up before it's too late, so let's get started with this week's pickups. At the quarterback position, we have Mike Glennon from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With Josh McCown out with a thumb injury, Mike Glennon started, stepped up, and threw for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns against Pittsburgh. We weren't expecting a big game from him, but he was able to throw the game-winning TD to Vincent Jackson with seconds left in the fourth quarter. It also helped that Doug Martin was available to balance the offense a bit, and we expect Glennon to have a good game against a weak New Orleans defense.
We have 2 running back pickups this week, and mine is Kyrie Robinson of the New Orleans Saints. Starting for the injured Mark Ingram, Robinson will have most of the carries for at least one more week while Ingram's hand is healing. Robinson starts and does share a bit of time with Pierre Thomas on passing downs, but was able to put up over 100 all-purpose yards last week in the Saints' blowout loss to Dallas. If you're looking for a flex back, I think this is a solid pick.
My running back this week is Jerick McKinnon of the Minnesota Vikings. He had over 150 all-purpose yards last week as the change of pace back to Matt Asiata. This guy is talent. Only 18 carries and still netted over 130 yards rushing on the day. We predict that if he stays healthy, he will be the number 1 running back in Minnesota, just based on his raw running ability.
At the wide receiver position, I have Eddie Royal of the San Diego Chargers. I've got to ride the hot hand of Phillip Rivers to make Eddie Royal a viable pick. He's aging, but has 4 touchdowns in 2 games. I want to believe Royal will be a good pickup for at least one more week, since the Chargers are playing an awful secondary in the New York Jets. Definitely a wide receiver 3 in my book, and I wouldn't think twice about flexing him out as long as Rivers is throwing well.
For the tight end position, we're picking Heath Miller from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Finally showing some life last week, catching 10 out of 11 targets from Ben Roethlisberger, and ended up with over 80 yards and a touchdown. Ultimately, Miller is a safety valve for Roethlisberger, and if he continues to see targets, most likely he will get those catches, which is valuable in a PPR league. Regardless, if you are really struggling at the tight end position, he's a safe bet if available.
Let's finish this off with kickers and defense. For the kicker position, I've got Blair Walsh of the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are looking more and more promising now that Teddy Bridgewater is at the helm at the quarterback position, and the offense looks like it's moving well, so Walsh is a solid choice to score some points for you. He kicked 5 field goals in the win over Atlanta last week and should see some action against a below-average Green Bay defense.
For defense, we have 2 picks this week. Either you go with the Cleveland defense due to the fact that they will be playing an offense without a QB in Tennessee, or Philly's defense due to the fact that they're playing at home against St. Louis. Essentially, Cleveland's defense is ranked among the worst in the NFL in both pass and run defense, and Philly's defense is about the same, but if you truly are without a defense, it might not hurt picking up either defense due to their weak opponents. That's all this week for Fantasy Corner. If you like us, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter at NFL_FFC, like us on Facebook, and follow us for our weekly podcasts. For Casey Groff, I'm John Wolf signing off for Fantasy Corner.